Hey, Crunchy Tomato here, and today I'm here to give my review and my thoughts on Saturday night's main event. First off, before we get started, yes, I watch pro wrestling, yes, still at my age, and yes, I know it's predetermined. Yes, I know they're not actually hitting each other, but at the end of the day, they're still taking bumps, and does take a toll on their bodies, and for our entertainment. So it's one of those that I like to watch when I get the chance, and I try and make time to watch at least Raw and SmackDown and the pay per views or the premium live events as they're called now. So first off, I want to say that the background for the intro, like it looked amazing. At least I thought. I'm a sucker for those like kind of color palettes right there. And another thing I like is that they brought a special guest commentator. They had planned for Jesse the Body Ventura. They had announced that, but they also brought Pat McAfee to the announce team, and it was Pat McAfee and Michael Cole. And I like when they're paired up because you just know it's going to be a good time. You're going to be hearing lots of jokes and lots of laughing because it's a good time, and that's what we're all here for when we watch wrestling. So we start off with the first match being Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, and honestly, I like the way it started because they just got down straight to business and they didn't wait for like, oh, let's collar and elbow tie up. Let's wait for the bell to ring. No, we're just gonna get started. We're gonna throw hands right away. So that was a nice bonus for me. At least I think it was a good thing that they did. And one thing I like the on the corner spots when Sami Zayn's punching Drew McIntyre in the corner, Sami Zayn does the typical 10 punches, but then like after like around 9, he just starts wailing on Drew McIntyre for like another. I think Pat said like 15 shots to the head, and I like that. And so another thing I like about this match was that the springboard spot Sammy did to the outside, where he's standing on the outside of the ring, and he jumps to the top rope, sits on it, and flips off, bounces off while sitting, and flips and hits Drew McIntyre. I know I explained it horribly, but that's the best way I can describe it. If you saw the match, you know what I'm talking about. And I do like the spots that they did, where Drew McIntyre like caught Sami Zayn and just flung him over the announce table. I don't know what it is when they get caught by a springboard move or when they catch springboard moves, and it's just like let's go, and it was just funny seeing the replay, and then I like that part. Another one is like the reversals they did to each other, like, oh, either going for the finisher. This is about to be the end. And my favorite one was when Sammy kicked Drew McIntyre as he was going for the Claymore, and he reversed it into a blue thunderbomb while Drew McIntyre was stunned. And I don't know why, but I just like that move. Like it just seems so clean when they do it. Like when they celebrate and they make the move, it's like wow, that looks cool. That should be a finisher. And the another spot I liked, that was the nasty one. It was the so Drew McIntyre does a spine buster onto Sami Zayn as he's trying to go for the haluva kick, and that man, the way they perfected that move, it's like wow, they beautifully executed that move. And then he goes for the jackknife cover after that kick out, and then he get this part felt like he was very Gunther esque, and I'll get to Gunther in a second for those who don't know who that is. And so what I like about that was that he like immediately after the pin he just went, let's power bomb you and go for the pin again, and then it was a kick out, and so they're going back and forth, and eventually Sammy gets the upper hand, and with that he's gonna go for the haluva kick. Drew's stunned, he's getting out, but then he rolls out of the ring. I like that when they do that because then you know something's about to go down. So instead, Drew just waits for Sammy to get out of the ring, and then Drew goes back in. Sammy follows, but by then it's too late. Boom, Claymore kick for the 1, 2, 3. Me personally, this is like a good opening match. It's like, all right, we're getting the crowd hype. Let's do this. And I think that was an overall good match, and I'm really excited to see where they go with Drew. Obviously, I believe he's done with Sami Zayn because it was a fair, clean win. and I want to see who he targets next. If he's actually going to go for Roman Reigns or one of the Usos again, and maybe they start their own feud in there for the upcoming Rumble in January. So the second match, we got the women's world title match between Io Sky and the champion Liv Morgan, and I really like the start, like when Liv knocks down Io and she just does the kip up. I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be a good match. Like I thought like, damn, they're gonna cook here. And the pace of the match was pretty good. It was fun. I enjoyed watching it. They kept a nice steady pace. They didn't slow down or anything. They did speed up a little bit, and I like that. But me personally, my favorite spot in this entire match was when Io gets Liv up for the German suplex, and when she lands it, instead of like, oh, she's going for the cover, no, she lifts her up again, does another German suplex, and then when she lands that, okay, she's going for the pin. No, she goes for another one, and then it goes 1-2 false finish. It's like, wow, that was cool to see. I like that. Io did a lot of obviously Genius of the Sky. She's doing a lot of springboard moves, jumping off the top ropes. I like that. The dive to the outside was insane. The moonsault to the outside was insane, and I really enjoyed this match. And the way it ended was pretty cool. I know they probably did a little slip up off the top rope where Io's supposed to jump off the top rope, and Liv was supposed to hit a code breaker. But hey, mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. You can't be like, oh, that match was horrible because of that one thing. No, it happens. So they're going back and forth. For the majority of the match, it was Io in control over Liv Morgan, and then near the end of the match, Liv takes advantage, and like, because Kairi Sane going for the knees to Liv in the turnbuckle, and she moves out the way, and that's something like. It was like clean, like, oh damn, here it is. She's gonna win on her own, and I really like that they made her win on her own in this match. No interference. Me personally, like after a while, it starts to bother me. I understand it's like, oh, it's a heel tactic that they can't win on their own with the stable. But I like this one because she did that win. She thought smart, like she usually says, and they actually proved that in this match. So the ending of the match, I like it because it was Io going for her over the moonsault finisher, and Liv Morgan reverses it and gets her feet up, stunning Io towards the ropes, which is where Liv Morgan hits her finisher, the Oblivion. 1, 2, 3. That's the end of the match. Liv Morgan is your winner and still Women's World Champion. And I like that. She's celebrating up in the ring with Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio. And only to get interrupted by Rhea Ripley. She does her entrance as usual, and then she just walks up to Liv, and they do a stare down, and Liv lifts the title up as they go to commercial. Now, me personally, I know people are gonna probably say, "Oh, you're just going with the majority," you're saying, but I thought this was the match of the night. It was the World Heavyweight Championship triple threat match between Gunther, Finn Balor, and Damian Priest. Now, these three are like probably in my current like top 10. If you guys want to hear my top 10s later, I can do that. But these are like three of my top 10s. I don't know why, but the way they work in the ring is so amazing. And so when I heard this match, I was like, yo, this is going to be match of the night. I'm so excited for this. So you obviously start off with the usual triple threat. They're fighting each other. They all hate each other. They're going to beat each other up. And, man, this match was just highlight central, wasn't it? Again, this is match of the night for me. I loved it. So the one thing I did like the first thing I liked was how if you look at it from like details, tiny details, like I don't know why I like to look into that. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the way Finn and Damian were more focused on fighting each other, they wanted to like just beat up Gunther just to get him out of the ring, and just so they can get to each other and beat the hell out of each other. That's one of the things I like, because then it allowed for the ending to take place when revenge sets in, and for when hatred comes through and all of that business, just for it to cost you the main focus of the match. So another a spot I really liked, and it was awesome because obviously Damian Priest is from New York, as he's billed from. So the crowd is behind him, obviously, and I just like when one thing I like is when Gunther was chopping Damian, it just looked like he was so sick of the chops, and he just started chopping him back, chopping him back. So again, Gunther goes for the chops again. Damian just chops him again, and then so Damian is on the outside, like on the apron, and Gunther's in the corner. So Damian grabs his wrist as he climbs up to the top rope, and pays homage to the Undertaker by doing the last ride of swords, but he lands in a crossbody form. I just thought that was cool because like that's amazing. They paid homage to him, and while he was able to put his own spin, because Damian's a big Undertaker fan, as am I, not gonna lie. And I thought that was really cool. And then he tries going for the Razor's Edge on Finn. They reverse it. So they get into a position where Gunther's just trying to take down Damian Priest. He reverses Gunther, and he looks like he's setting him up for a power bomb. But Finn Balor comes around and jumps over Gunther to hit Damian Priest with the sling blade. I thought that was very clean. I don't know why. I just love when somebody does a sling blade. It looks very clean, if you ask me. And that's one of the things I was like, oh my goodness, this is so awesome. And another thing I liked was when I think it was Gunther on the top rope, like about to try and hit Finn Balor with a top rope move, like a superplex or something. But Damian comes from behind and grabs him, puts him into the Razor's Edge thing, and he just knocks down Gunther. And the way Gunther was positioned, I like the way that happened to be, because he was in perfect position for a coup de grace by Finn Balor. And there was the 1-2, but Damian just comes in and just pulls Finn off. And they get to brawling, Finn and Damian. It's a usual match. The slugfest, the punching, the kicking. And I know that's obvious in a wrestling match, but I like that. And they're just going at each other like viciously, and Damian's going for the South of Heaven chokeslam, and he gets it. But then when he's going for the pinfall, if I remember right, like Gunther yanks him by the hair, pulls him out, and he's beating up Damian Priest on the outside, and then he just simply power bombs Damian Priest on the steel steps. Damn, you know that shit had to. You know how that had to hurt. I just thought, wow, that's wild. I can't believe they pulled that off. And so Gunther gets in, does a power bomb, 1, 2, 3. He retains the title. I thought this was match of the night. This is amazing, and this is match of the night again. I can't stress that enough. But I like the way like Finn Balor what is it? Oh, I forgot to mention that Finn Balor was on the top rope going for the coup de grace on Damian. When that's the one thing I messed up on. He caught him like he was going for the coup de grace. Gunther sweeps his leg. Finn lands on the turnbuckle. Obviously, a crotch spot, like a crotch drop onto the turnbuckle. Then he grabs Damian, and then he does a power bomb on the stairs, and then hits Finn with the power bomb in the ring. 1, 2, 3. So that's my opinions on it. I thought it was a great match. You can obviously tell I'm excited for it. Like I can't even get my words straight. And I like it overall. And then for the next match, we had the finals for the inaugural Women's U.S. title champion. I think I worded that right. It's to see who's going to be the inaugural U.S. Women's Championship. There you go. And this match was pretty good. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's not too bad. I wouldn't say it's like, oh my goodness, match of the night like I did with the other one. It was decent. It was a nice match. So the one factor that Chelsea had, obviously spoiler if you haven't seen it, spoiler, is the Chelsea Green won and is your inaugural U.S. Women's Champion. And so the reason that happened was because of a lot of interference by Piper Niven, who's her friend. And I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the part where Piper kept interfering and all that. But another spot I liked was when Chelsea went for the dive to the outside, and her opponent Michin moved out of the way, and she and Chelsea Green was caught by Piper Niven, I guess. But I thought it was like, oh my goodness, I landed on you and knocked you out. But obviously that didn't happen. Uh, the false finish, that had me. I'm not gonna lie. So what happened was, uh, Michin hit her finisher. I can't remember the name right now. My apologies. But then she Chelsea Green rolls to the other, like near the other side of the ring. So it's like, oh my goodness. But then you see the way she's positioned, like, she was gonna kick out or something, and she like one, two, damn it, she's not gonna kick out. She puts her leg on the rope. That I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, for a split second they had me. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I thought that was pretty fun. And the way this match finished, I liked it because what was it? Cause of course Piper Niven kept interfering. Michin said, "I had enough of this." She knocks Piper off the rope, off the apron, and she's gonna try and hit a move on Chelsea Green, and Chelsea reverses. She leaps off of Michin's back, like rolls over. She sets her up for the unprettier 1, 2, 3. Chelsea is your new U.S. Women's Champion and the inaugural U.S. Women's Champion. I love that ending. I was like, damn, that was so fast. Like, if you blinked, you missed it. Uh, I feel like, in my opinion, that was the right decision to have her win the match. And it was like, because you just hear the crowd as the three hits, everyone's losing their mind. You would think like they just saw a Hail Mary touchdown for the Super Bowl win, and it's like, wow, this is amazing, and I think it's a right decision, and I'm just interested to see where they're going to go from there. They're probably going to have her run it back with Michin again because all the interference banned Piper Niven from ringside, and I think that'll be pretty interesting to see. But if not, I want to see where, like, this is intriguing me. I want to tune into SmackDown to see what's going to happen next. And yeah, that was a good match. So far, the matches have been amazing, and I think that continues with the next match, which is for the WWE title between Kevin Owens and the champion Cody Rhodes, and this one was pretty good too. I like it's more like the selling and the thinking behind it, the psychology, if you want to go with that term. But first, I just want to say, like, I mean, we all knew what was going to happen. What was in that briefcase? Triple H gave Cody for one night only. But what is it? He ended up having the Winged Eagle belt, which, if for those who don't know and who are new to wrestling, haven't watched wrestling, aren't that into wrestling, the Winged Eagle is probably one of the best looking WWE titles of all time, and it just looked nice. I like that they did that. Again, they put effort into the show, and put like the classic belt to it, and I was like, wow, this is the hype behind it because, spoilers, I wasn't around for that time, and so I just saw that Winged Eagle and I was like, wow. I seen photos of it, people talk about it, and then just to see it like on TV, it's like, yeah, I understand the hype behind it. I understand the hype behind it. So I thought that was awesome, and the thing is, like, I just like the presentation, the way it looks. I know I'm going into too much into it, but that Winged Eagle, man, now I understand why people love it. So enough about that. We get the match started, and it's a very back and forth match between Cody and Kevin. So they're fighting back and forth, and then obviously Kevin does that tactic where the bad guy rolls out to the, like, outside the ring to catch his breath and stay away from the champion. And so they come back in, if I remember right, going back and forth. So I have the memory of a goldfish. But Cody and Kevin are fighting on the inside. The Kevin rolls to the outside again, and then Cody does a dive to the outside of the ring, and you can see real quick that he grabs his knee. I don't know if that's a legit injury, and hopefully, if it is, he gets better, so he can keep going. But if not, that was amazing selling on his end, and I think that was pretty cool because every time you saw it, like, even in the simplest moments, like, he was selling the knee, like, my leg. Like, for example, when he was going for the springboard Cody cutter off the turnbuckle, and Kevin rolled out, he jumped back into the ring, and you could see, like, him, like, tweak his knee a bit, like, oh, okay, this hurts. And I like that. I like when they do that because it's like, oh wow, it's like, is this legitimate or is this not? I know most likely it's not, but if it is, again, I hope he gets well soon with that. Uh, I do like that, and I do like the to factor in the Jesse Ventura was on commentary only for this match, but that's the one thing I forgot to include. And he's like, it feels like he was the audience for a second. He was like, oh, as soon as he saw that, he's like, Kevin should attack the leg. He should attack the leg. And I like that, like when the commentators apply common sense and all that, and it just makes it seem like, yeah, this just do the common thing. So for those who don't know, in the previous encounter when Kevin Owens had a title shot against Cody last time, Cody had injured his leg again, I believe, and Kevin Owens didn't want to quote unquote pull the trigger, and he didn't want to target the leg because he wanted to win fairly against Cody Rhodes, and that cost him the match the last time. If I remember right, it was Bash in Berlin, and but this time he wasn't. He was like attacking the leg. He was just being vicious, more ruthless in the attacks, and the ref bump. There's two ref bumps. So the first ref bump, uh, if, I think it was a Cody Cutter again that caused the no. Oh no, he got pushed into, if I remember right, and somebody helped the referee. Man, they're made of glass. Poor referees. You too could save a referee today, and I like that, like when they do ref bumps, because it's like, oh, he's gonna win, and then so Kevin Owens gets an advantage. I like this like little spin on it, and he does a stunner to Cody, and 1, 2, 3, but there's no ref, so there's no official count. You just hear the audience counting like to 9, and so what happens is another ref comes in, 1, 2, kick out, and then the ref gets knocked down again. The other referee gets knocked down, and this time Kevin Owens just doesn't even think about it. He goes outside to grab a steel chair so he can take advantage of the match. And he swings this time, pulling the trigger, and he misses. And I think that's a cool thing. Like, oh, he actually pulled the trigger. He's not holding back this time. He said he was going to do what he was going to do. And me personally, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I thought Randy was going to come out here and like pick sides or whatever, the usual thing. And honestly, I didn't think past that. I was just like, oh, he's going to come out, but I didn't think like, oh, what would be the point of him coming out? So I'm glad they didn't do that, but they did do something else. So the Kevin Owens missed the chair shot. He drops the chair, and Cody goes for his finisher, the crossroads, and he sees the chair and looks at it. He's like, oh well, and just does the crossroads onto the chair, throws it out. The original ref comes in. 1, 2, 3. Cody wins the match, and I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. I liked that. But what happened after was insane, because after they went off the air, Kevin Owens decided to attack Cody Rhodes again, and this time he does a package pile driver. Which, if you don't know, you gotta look up package pile drivers when you get the chance, because damn, at least that's what I think it's called, a package pile driver. Everyone from backstage comes out like, oh my goodness, how can you do a pile driver? Because again, it's a banned move. And I like that, and like I want to see where this is going. I think like Kevin Owens can say, "Oh, he used the chair to beat me. He didn't win fair and square. I want my rematch or whatever." And they can probably run it back again for the Royal Rumble, or like I'd like to see on SmackDown. And yeah, I'm glad that this pay per view was enjoyable. I like the commentary as per usual, and again, amazing pay per view. Check it out when you get the chance. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I overall like the pay per view. I can't wait to see where they're going. And yeah, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Let me know as usual if you like to see other content I post. No commentaries. This is a rare occasion. I guess I should do this for all pay per views, but this is a rare occasion, giving my thoughts and giving commentary while you see this gameplay. And just let me know if there's any other games you want me to try out. I'm open. I have an Xbox, so that kind of limits what I can play. And thank you for watching. Any criticisms would be appreciated in the comments. What I can do better, if there's anything I can do to fix my audio. And thank you for watching. Y'all have a good one. And if you feel like it, subscribe. If you don't, man. And this has been Crunchy Tomato coming at you with a commentary on Saturday night's main event. And y'all have a good one. I'm out.